No one cooks the way we cook, and no one has the bounty of raw ingredients that we have. So to live and cook here is not only an exceptional experience, but people worldwide know about it. As I look back on my youth, I realized the gift God gave the Folse family. I grew up learning how to fish, gather seafood, and cook every day of my life. Join me, Chef John Folse, as I cook up dishes honoring the age-old traditions of seafood and Louisiana's world-famous cuisine on Hooks, Lies, and Alibis.
Hooks, Lies, and Alibis is underwritten by Visit Baton Rouge, a longtime partner of this series and LPB. The capital city offers Southern hospitality, cultural attractions, food, shopping, and fun. Information at visitbatonrouge.com. And by Audubon, Louisiana, working to conserve, restore, and protect important places for birds and people since 1924. And by the Foundation for Excellence in Louisiana Public Broadcasting. Our mission is to tell Louisiana's story to the world.
Louisiana is blessed with some of the wealthiest waters in the world. Special occasion foods such as oyster, shrimp, crab, and crawfish are common fare here. It's not a matter of if you're going to eat seafood. The only question is, what's in season? By the 20th century, shrimping was an important occupation in Louisiana. French-speaking people were the original shrimpers, but the industry grew to include Chinese, Croatian, and now Vietnamese fishermen. For many, the shrimping business is generational. Modern-day shrimp luggers are flat-bottom, shallow draft boats from 20 to 40 feet long. Their engines and wheelhouses are set to the stern, and the fish hold is located in the front part of the boat. Offshore shrimp boats are typically 50 to 65 feet long. As you can imagine, nets are a vital part of shrimping. The net is towed behind the boat, allowing shrimpers to fish deeper waters while minimizing the manpower needed to make the haul. After the drag, a power winch lifts the trawl and catches onto the deck. Around 1933 in Terrebonne Parish, the butterfly net, also known as the wing net, was developed. This trawl is used after dark in shallow waters when the shrimp swim near the surface. These were introduced in the 1950s for use on shrimp boats either under power or while anchored. A pair of nets extend from either side of the boat, creating a vision that is a permanent fixture on Louisiana's Gulf landscape. Skimmer nets are used by many shrimpers today, such as Logan Galiano of the Scooby-Dee. Skimmers are pushed alongside the boat and can be used as butterfly nets too. Now, how do you know when to pull the nets in? You can see that they're filling up.
When I'm trying to catch some shrimp, I won't keep looking.
Yeah.
I mean, if it got more, I stay right there. Yeah. Right now, I'm being a movie star without checking it like we're supposed to be. I don't know if I'm gonna catch anything or not.
River shrimp are totally different from Gulf shrimp. They have a soft textured flesh and a sweeter flavor than saltwater shrimp. These freshwater shrimp run during the June rise from the middle of May until mid-July. These shrimp swim upriver from around Lafitte and St. Bernard Parish to Baton Rouge, laying their eggs in the grassy area along the riverbank. River shrimp are caught in wooden box traps that float. I grew up catching and eating river shrimp in St. James Parish. Though fewer and fewer people trap river shrimp today, it's still a river parish delicacy. And we have Filipinos to thank for another tradition, drying shrimp. Drying shrimp is still a full-scale commercial operation today. Louisiana is one of the country's largest supplier of white and brown shrimp, with landings of over 1 million pounds annually. To put that into perspective, the shrimp catch from 1 year strung end to end would wrap the Louisiana Superdome nearly 95,000 times. Jambalaya, crawfish pie, filet gumbo. Well, you've heard that song before. Well, today we're learning to make real filet gumbo the way the Native American Indians have made it for centuries. All right, everybody, I wish you could smell what's going on in this pot with these nice sauteing onions, and I want to introduce Zoeanne Verret. How are you doing?
Good.
Thank you so much for being here. Look at your nephew, RJ, here. RJ is going to be a cook one day. Wave, RJ. We're sitting here. Now, what's the name of this beautiful bayou behind us here?
Bayou.
Right in Dulac, Louisiana. Now, you're a member of the United Houma Nation tribe, and this is a gumbo. We're doing a filet gumbo that's pretty much traditional in this area, right?
Yes.
Now, how long have you been making it?
Oh, about 20, 30 years.
Now, somebody told me that you were the queen of the gumbo.
That's
is that
what
right?
they tell me.
Now, what's the difference between this gumbo of the Native Americans and the gumbo of the Cajuns? What's the biggest difference?
The Cajun, they make a roux.
The dark brown roux,
Yes.
and this has
Yes,
no roux
no
in
roux.
it.
Nope.
The thickening
The
comes
onions,
from
the onions, and you put a little bit of filet in it when it's cooking.
the filet powder. Let's talk about the filet powder for a minute, because this is what makes this really interesting. The filet powder, the ground leaves of the sassafras tree, right?
Yes.
Now, where do you get this from yourself?
You could buy it anywhere that people grow sassafras trees, and they just buy the sell the gumbo.
Right. Now, this is the leaves of the sassafras tree, and it's pounded out. And this has been a tradition in the Native American community for, well, since the beginning of time. You can store your onions right here, because these onions, you wanted them really nice and dark, huh?
Yes.
Now,
So let me drop a...
you drop a little bit of water in there. I'm going to throw a little bit more seasonings in there. Bell peppers. Do you throw bell peppers in yours?
Bell peppers, celery.
I got all of that in here.
Onion tops, garlic.
Onion tops. I like the way you say onion tops. I call that green onions. You call that onion tops over here. Now, so you just smother that down really, really good.
Yes.
Now, would the shrimp go in next?
Shrimp go next.
Now, this is shrimp country here, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh, my
Right.
God. Okay.
You're gonna see probably some boats going by.
Okay, now the little shrimp go in the pot right now. Right now, let's just a little bit about the Houma Nation, because there's about I hear there's about 17,000 Native American members of the Houma Nation. Now your father was an important member as well, because somebody told me he was the blowgun expert.
Yes, he made blowgun, and he would braid and make fans and placemats.
Right. Now the blowgun, we have one right up in the front, and I love the fact that the little darts of the blowgun are right there. And he was telling me that they would hunt squirrel and rabbit and small game with that. That's amazing to me. Okay, now I'm going to go in with
A little bit.
the filet. Okay, how much you want about that? That's enough?
Good.
Now, y'all, this is also a thickening agent. This right here just thickens so nicely. Now, this would cook for a little bit. Now we're going to add, why don't you go ahead and add the stock? And, of course, that's going to give you the gumbo, and it has that beautiful green color from the sassafras. Now, we can let this cook, as she says, about 45 minutes. Now, we have some already done that you cooked this morning, right? Now, how long did it take you to make this? Wow.
An hour.
45 minutes here, we got an hour here. So let me see what it looks like. You put a little rice in the bowl first. I can grab a little bit of that. I'm going to put it right in the middle here, and I'll put a little rice in there. Now, look how nice that gumbo is, how beautiful. And look how it's a thin, it's almost a broth, but the shrimp are beautiful. Yeah, just go ahead and you can grab me a, look, I like a lot of broth. You just, I like a bunch of it. It's much lighter than the traditional Cajun gumbo, which of course has that dark brown roux. I'm gonna put just a little bit of parsley. Now, would you add a little sassafras to the top of this at all?
Yes.
Can you put just a little pinch?
Yes, a little pinch.
Y'all, I tell you what, it doesn't get any better than this. Standing on a bayou in Dulac, Louisiana, in the heart of one of the greatest Native American nations, the United Houma Nation, making filet gumbo from somebody who knows a lot about it. Thank you so much for being with us today. I gotta taste it, huh?
That's good with potato salad.
You're playing with me now. Potato salad, you playing with me now. I love potato salad in my gumbo. Wish you could taste it. James Carville was meant for fame. He really was meant for fame. He always had a great story. He always had a great laugh, and his attitude was always just could burn through steel. You know, he was just that kind of guy. Y'all, welcome to the dock here at White Oak, and I tell you what, in biblical sense, James and John were called the sons of thunder. James Carville, how you doing?
I'm good, Chef. I'm good.
How you like that introduction?
I like it. I
like
love that. Well, the truth of the matter is, you grew up in St. James, I grew up in Riverville, you know, and we were called river rats. We two river rats. That's what we used to refer to ourselves.
And that's as close to sons of thunder as you can get.
That's
river
it.
rats.
River rats.
Ascension Parish, St. James Parish, right next to each other. We were what was called in French La Terrible, the Terribles. That's what they.
Yeah, we're pretty terrible. I ran those roads.
Now, you know, who doesn't know the Raging Cajun? Who doesn't know one of the greatest political strategists in the country? I just know him as a river shrimp guy, a neighbor down the river. And welcome to my war room.
Right.
This is mine right here. Today we're going to do a dish that your mother, Miss Nippy, boy, his mother was so famous you can't even believe. What a cook, and what a cookbook she wrote.
She
too.
Her did, and I think so, like 35,000 copies all locally. She sold it hand to hand. It was very good.
She did a great job. I learned to cook a lot of things out of it, and her stuffed Mirliton recipe was famous. That's why I chose that today.
And she loved the Mirliton. Some people they think it's like a stuffed bell pepper. It's actually much different, and she thought that was not respectful of our culture to have stuffed bell pepper. She believed in stuffed Mirliton.
No, it is. It's totally different. The Mirliton, y'all, is the chayote squash, and the chayote came with the Spanish to Louisiana back in the 1700s. And James, when you split it open, a lot of people will refer to it as vegetable pear. You know, it's got the consistency of a pear. It's very, very nice and hard, but when you take it, and I have some boiling water over here, and you drop it in boiling water for about 20 minutes, this is what happens right here. It comes out nice and tender like that. There's a little seed. You kind of pitch it away, and then you can scoop out all of that beautiful meal right there, and that's what I have right there. So I'm gonna move this right out of the way there. Now, y'all, what do you do with the meal? James, here's what you do with it right here. And look at a river shrimp.
Right. Well,
you remember these?
Sure. They're smaller, but they're sweeter than a lake shrimp, we used to call them. Like that.
No iodine, no salt, very sweet. And of course, we catch them in wooden boxes.
Right.
So you don't really see them very much anymore.
And what's the cornmeal? What's the
cottonseed cake?
Cottonseed cake.
That was
put
the
a cake in the bottom, and you had that kind of funnel, that reverse funnel,
right.
And the shrimp went in there to go for it. I remember picking those boxes up, and back then when I was a kid, the river, smelled fresh. It had a certain kind of. I always tell people, they say, I'm a red-blooded American, I'm a blue-blooded American. I'm brown-blooded. The color of my blood is the color of the river.
The Mississippi River.
The Mississippi River, the great brown God.
And y'all, I have the same blood going through me as well. I want to share something with you. President Clinton, who of course, who's closer to him than you, he did so much visiting to Louisiana, and whenever he was here, I would always do either cushion de lait sandwiches for him, or some boiled river shrimp.
Oh, really?
That's right,
wow.
Exactly. He knew all about it. Look at my pot smoking it. We talking the pot smoking.
Whoa.
So, look, we're really cooking here, James.
All right, you got it?
Now we're going to go right into my cast iron
okay.
pot. This is Mirliton, the Trinity, onions, celery, bell pepper. Look at the garlic. Look how much garlic is gone in there. This is River Road cooking right here. Now you can put that right down.
Okay.
This is the Mirliton, y'all. Once I stir this around, look at the seasonings in there. You know, America doesn't cook like this. This is Cajun cooking, right?
Stick your nose over that thing, man. You can't let all that odor can't go to waste, huh?
Here's the Mirliton. Here's the Mirliton, the chayote squash, boiled, tender. I'm gonna put it right in like this, stir it around nicely, and let's go with my peeled river shrimp. You can bring the platter right here.
Turn it around.
Oh
right
yeah, turn it around.
Right there.
Well, you've done this before.
I'm a holder, man. Can I hold a platter?
Yeah, you're a sous chef. You were Miss Nippy's sous chef, I'm sure, huh? Now I'm gonna just stir that around a little bit, and from here, I'm gonna just let this come together nicely, and I think I'm gonna put a little bit of that breadcrumb in here. You can just give me a little bit of the breadcrumbs to hold it together. Just kind of sprinkle it in there. Now, y'all, I wouldn't let this cook, and I put a little stock in it if I need to, a little salt, a little pepper, a little granulated garlic. I think you have the idea. I have some already done. Grab me that platter right there, James.
There you go.
Nope. I'm gonna take my stuffing, see what happens when it's all cooked and done. That's what it looks like. Y'all, I put it in like that. How does that look to you?
That looks beautiful.
Doesn't that look good? Y'all, this is gonna go into a 350-degree oven. It's only gonna take about 25-30 minutes to brown. And James, your mom would be proud.
Look at that.
Y'all, I want you to take a look at this. This is James and John, the Sons of Thunder.
Wow.
Stuffed Mirliton.
Yeah, and that's completely vegetarian dish, isn't it?
Except for the shrimp.
Except for the shrimp.
But
we
who
don't count that. We don't count that. But
Y'all,
I mean,
you're looking for Mirliton? You're looking for the perfect vegetable?
right.
Come
That's
see
it.
us, okay?
That's
We'll
it.
be back in just a minute.
Right.
Smell that, huh? All I can say is that it's a good thing that James Carville and I aren't allowed to hang out together more often. We bring out the absolute best in each other, meaning there's no telling how much trouble these Sons of Thunder can get into if you give us a chance. James, when I think of that little bitty tiny sweet river shrimp from the river, that's our heritage. I mean, look, we will always go back to that river shrimp if we can, right? We're always seeking it out, and there's not many more. But should take a look at that, huh? We going to saltwater now.
Hey, I mean, Chef, is there any difference in taste between a white shrimp and a brown shrimp?
Well, the brown shrimp does have a little bit more what they call an iodine taste to it, but let me tell you what, that is a great, great, great flavored shrimp. The two of them are different. This shrimp right here, the white shrimp, tends to be a little milder, but for people who really like that nice, I'm going to just call it a great shrimp flavor. That brown shrimp is really going to be good. I love it in pastas too. It adds a little bit extra flavor to your pasta dishes. But yeah, so we're going to cook some of this. We're going to do the classic barbecued shrimp dish, y'all. And this is the dish that was made famous by Pascal Manales in New Orleans so many years ago. We'll talk about that. But James, whenever I mention your name, people want to know about Marion, all the things that Mary's doing, and James and Mary and all of that. You have to say something about that beautiful wife of yours.
Well, she is unremarkable, and I spent a lot of time with my girls, and we had a book out earlier this year, Love and War, about our time. It was a lot about Louisiana, and she stays very active and stuff in the community and things like that. She has a radio show. I teach at Tulane. I do pretty good bit of international consulting, political stuff. I do some consulting for a high-tech firm out in the Silicon Valley. And I do my Fox News, and so I stay pretty busy all around the way.
Do y'all do a lot of things together, or y'all kind of go your own way most of the time?
We do speeches together, a lot of that kind of stuff. Sometimes we write things together, that kind of stuff. But she stays pretty busy, and unfortunately, I'm on the road more than I want to be,
Well, no, and I know it, and I really enjoy working with y'all, and always so honored to come into your kitchen. Y'all have a beautiful kitchen over there as well.
Yeah.
You ready to do a little cooking here?
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna slide. Look, I'm only starting with a little butter, about a quarter of a pound. But remember, this is dipped with a little French bread. It's gonna be divided amongst a bunch of people. The beautiful barbecued shrimp, as I say, a great New Orleans tradition. It's not really barbecue.
It has nothing to do with barbecue.
But what is barbecue? Yeah, people say, you got to put tomato on it, you have to put vinegar on it, then it becomes barbecue. But you know what? I think every region has its own version, and certainly if you're going to do a barbecued shrimp, this is the right version here. So let's go ahead and we're going to throw some of these beautiful flavors in here. And we were talking earlier also about the fact that you can barbecue crabs like this, you can chicken strips,
And if you're somewhere, frozen shrimp work fine in this dish. You know what I mean? You don't have to have like we do, the best shrimp in the world to make it. I mean, it helps, but if you're somewhere in Sheboygan and you want to make it and they have some frozen shrimp down at the supermarket, that's fine for them, and they'll work fine.
But the Louisiana has done such a good job promoting its natural resources when it comes to seafood. Our Louisiana brand is in most stores around the country, and certainly even Louisiana shrimp or crab or fish frozen. You can look for it. You're going to find this. Now, what I have here is garlic. You see that? You like that? Look at that, huh? See that? See the amount of garlic? Barbecue shrimp is garlic, right?
Really.
See that right there? Smell that, huh?
A lot of garlic.
I have a little hot sauce in there, which is really nice. I'm going to put just a little touch of olive oil in there as well. That's going to keep the butter from burning.
Right.
Now, James, why don't you go ahead and take the shrimp and you can turn that platter around for me?
I got you right here, Chef. I got you right here. You know, generally I'll put like an oil in with my butter. I'm not as skilled as you, but it'll keep it from burning. You know, the temperature will tighten up the.
No, you're exactly right. But look at your shrimp, isn't that gorgeous? Now, James, what about a little of that Worcestershire sauce there? That's also going to be an important part of the flavor.
More?
No, that's good right there.
Okay, yeah.
And we just want to kind of move that around just enough to, these shrimp will cook in just a minute or so. You know, the tails will curl. That's how you know they cook.
Oh, okay.
Huh? You see
Let's
that? You see how the tails are curling real fast there? And of course, you want to leave the heads on, but you want to score them because you have to suck those heads, get all that good juice out of there, right? Now, what about a little beer?
A little beer, all right.
Just go ahead and put a little dark beer in there. Now you see how it foams up like that?
Yes, sir.
Just absolutely beautiful. We're going to put.
God, what is there not to like about that, huh?
I like the way you get excited about that. Now, look,
how can you not get excited?
Look, before I take that off, I want you to get excited about this. Do you remember this? I'm going to show y'all in a minute.
Oh my goodness, that was back in 1992, wasn't it?
Y'all, this was President Clinton's inauguration. This guy invited me to come up to Washington to do that first inaugural party for President Clinton, and this is this guy and I's picture from back then.
Look at that. And I got old Barney Fife on now.
Now, look at the way you dressed at the inauguration. Look at this. So, I want my picture back too. I just thought thought you'd enjoy seeing that.
Remind me how young we were back then, huh, Chef?
Okay, look, our big platter. And oh my God, look, y'all take a look at this right here. Can you imagine how beautiful that is? Now we're gonna go right in. Now you want a platter that has some edges on it. You see that?
So you got to hold all of it.
Oh, you got to hold all of that juice.
And the bread, you want to dip the
bread. You got to have that nice French bread to go in there. And that's just a gorgeous piece. Look at that right there, y'all. We're gonna hold that up for you. I know you're not going anywhere. We have one more dish to do, and who would possibly leave this kitchen anyway?
I don't know.
See you back in a minute.
Look at that. Wow. I didn't do that.
Isn't that gorgeous?
Man, look at that. Huh?
This is the drink version of Sports Illustrated's swimsuit issue, Bikini Martini. Now you know you're gonna love that just from the name. Okay, y'all. We joined on the dock here by Beth Courtney, and I tell you what a great friend she is, and so responsible for all the good things we do here on public television. Well, thank you so much.
My pleasure. The best cook in the world.
Yeah.
My good friend.
And right here, Bobby Collins, y'all. This guy is preserving, along with a lot of other good folks, one of the finest industries in Louisiana, drying of shrimp. 3 different shrimp here: saltwater, the freshwater of the river, and the dried shrimp. And here it is right here. I call it Cajun popcorn.
Sure is.
Well, it's really nice. Thank you so much for bringing that. I see he's got dried shrimp. Do you like that?
I brought you each shirt.
I want the red one. Okay, here, y'all got dried shrimp right here. Now, let me show you what we're doing with it. We're going to put a little confetti of dried shrimp right on top of our potato salad, because that's like eating, like I say, almost like popcorn. And then, of course, James, look at here.
Oh,
that's
man.
in honor of your mother, Miss Nippy, right there.
Look
that is
at that.
boiled river shrimp, y'all. Look how beautiful that is, huh?
Wonderful.
We are just absolutely so blessed,
we are
right?
blessed. We're blessed.
We
really are.
And y'all, I tell you what, you bless us too, because we want to thank you so much for stopping by the camp today. And remember, when it comes to fish and good seafood, there's no place like Louisiana Sportsman's Paradise. And see you next time for another tasty edition of Hooks, Lies, and Alibis. You remember my friend right here? You remember my friend? Look at him right there. That's him. Huh? Look how good we look.
All right, yes, indeed. 1992.
Get y'all bikini,
Hey,
Bikini Martini, y'all. Bikini Martini.
All right.
Hooks, Lies, and Alibis is underwritten by Visit Baton Rouge, a longtime partner of this series and LPB. The capital city offers Southern hospitality, cultural attractions, food, shopping, and fun. Information at visitbatonrouge.com. And by Audubon, Louisiana, working to conserve, restore, and protect important places for birds and people since 1924. And by the Foundation for Excellence in Louisiana Public Broadcasting. Our mission is to tell Louisiana's story to the world. For a copy of John Folse's cookbooks and more, call the number on your screen or visit www.lpb.org/Folse.